What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. I have an exciting unboxing for you guys today. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you guys. So, I just took this out of the mailer. This is coming in from Blade Runner HQ. That is where I picked it up. I will link them down in the description. And if you are not familiar, American Blade Works is an all USA made small batch type of company. And this model that we are looking at here is the Model 1. And this is an exclusive through Blade Runner HQ. We have the 80s camo carbon here, and that is some beautiful looking stuff. I don't have anything like this in my collection. We have oranges and blues, we have pinks and greens, and then we have some gray and blacks hidden behind those colors. And you can see as it hits varying light degrees, you can see it kind of switch back and forth. Really good looking stuff. That will be just a show side inlay. On the clip side, we have that beautiful milling texturing done, and it's going to run through that carbon fiber inlay as well. We have a nice transition all the way around. This knife is 100% made in the USA. Everything down to all the hardware, everything. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the specs of this guy. First and foremost, we're getting a very well heat-treated MagnaCut. I believe I read 63 to 5 or 63 to 4, somewhere in that ballpark, which is absolutely perfection when it comes to MagnaCut. 63, 64, somewhere in that ballpark. That is fantastic. We do have that Wharncliffe style blade, and this has a cool looking finish to it. It's got a heavy tumble, but then you can see these horizontal lines that run through it. So definitely a unique looking finish. If I catch it in the right light, you can kind of see those lines running through it. Very simple but elegant style Wharncliffe blade. We have what looks to be an average blade stock. Definitely feels nice and sharp. As far as the opening action and our deployment method, we're looking at a flipper tab for deployment. We don't have a hole or a stud, but I'm willing to bet, yes, we can reverse flick it out just because of how much blade is exposed. And then we have that little flat here. You can easily reverse flick this guy. And then we probably can thumb flick it as well. Yeah, you can thumb flick it. If your hands are slippery, greasy, or wet, you might have an issue doing the thumb or reverse flick, but the flipper tab works extremely well. This is nice and snappy. You can push button it and you can light switch it. Definitely has a nice little detent on this guy. All titanium. Liner lock, and I really approve of these titanium handles that are liner locks. They look better and they function better in my opinion. You don't have that exposed frame lock to worry about, whether you're lefty or righty. It just makes things a lot easier for everyone. We do have a titanium geared backspacer, and we have a titanium milled clip. Going to have a ceramic detent ball and ball bearings as well on this guy. Why don't we go ahead and we'll run our standard check, see what this guy looks like in the pocket here. And it'll be our prototypical milled clip. We'll have a little bit poking out there under our 1/2 inch. And there is pretty good retention on that guy as well. You can also mount this for left-hand carry if you would like, which is a nice touch. I have never experienced an ABW before, and once I found out Blade Runner HQ had these in stock, had to go over there and pick one up and check it out. I believe these ones are sold out at this current time. Not long after I got this, they did end up selling out, but there are at least one other model just like this, but I believe it's black micarta, going to be much more affordable than this version here. And I believe that one is still in stock in MagnaCut. So if you're looking for that ABW, that Model 1, the liner lock version, they do have some of those in stock right now. And that is one of the only places I know of that has some in stock. I will link them down below. That way you can head over there and check. As far as ergonomics, this is going to be very nice in the hand. You'll have that flipper tab there that kind of acts like a guard, but you'll also be able to kind of choke up right behind that edge. The way this is chamfered out and milled out, that's a perfect spot for a choke up. So the way that is done, that is very well done. So you can get up in there, choke up behind that edge, and it's actually very comfortable. You'll also be able to use that spot for the middle finger, so that way you can climb up with the index and you have that ability to do those precise pinpoint type of cuts. The access to the liner is great. They put a nice row of jimping there for us. Very easy to access and disengage. The action is smooth, not completely drop shut, and that's completely fine with me. I'd rather have it be a 1 or 2 shake, and under the camera, not going to be quite as easy, but it's about a 2 shaker right now with some break-in and a little bit of oil. I'm sure it'll be basically all but a 1 shaker. I mean, you can do it in one fell swoop if you want. I really like this, guys, and these come in at a great price tag. Can't remember exactly what these ones were, but they are extremely affordable. And after handling this, I was waiting to say anything till I felt it in hand. But the only thing I can closely relate these to is basically almost a flipper version of a TRM. So TRM really likes their thumb stud style of knives. TRM is also a small batch, all USA made company as well. And they have some of the best products that you can get at one of the fairest prices. That is right where these ones fall as well. And you're going to get well heat treated MagnaCut. You're going to get nice milled titanium. You're going to get carbon fiber for the inlays. And you're going to get that taste of USA made small batch style of stuff. I can definitely say if you are looking at one of these and find one in stock somewhere and you have the ability to get one, don't wait around, because more than likely once that next person finds out they're in stock in that given place, it will most likely sell out. The button lock versions I was eyeing up, and I just was a minute late, which means I'm a day late. I missed out on them. They were sold out very quickly, and it was a similar setup to this, but it was a button lock, and I really wanted one, but I missed out on those. But there will be other times. Why don't we go ahead, and while I'm thinking about it, we'll check that edge and see what that came like. It feels very slicey. It definitely bit into my fingers a little bit ago. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that has a really good edge on it, guys. Good to see, because I have had some great experiences with some higher quality USA made knives, and then I've also had some knives that were a massive disappointment. To think all USA made knives and every knife that is USA made is going to be just of the utmost, highest precision that you can get. No doubt about it, better than anything else. You're going to be completely wrong about that. USA made knives and companies have their fair share of issues as well. But in the case of this guy here, this thing is damn near perfect. The detent is tuned to perfection. I don't know if we can pick that up on camera here. Nice little click. It's not as telling doing that. It's not as telling, but you can just tell, I think, through the video how snappy that really is. Once you push down on that tab, that thing is coming out a hellin'. And I don't think there's no way about it. You'll be failing this. If you some way or another flick this thing down, it is going to come out a hellin'. Yeah, that's got a great detent. I would give it probably, if an 8 is perfect, I would say that's about a 7.5 or so. You know, with 9 and 10 being way too strong, I would say this is probably about a 7.5. So pretty well tuned. I could even see it being an 8. This is definitely very nice. There's no failing this thing whatsoever. Push button works great. Light switch works good. My hands are still a little slippery, but I can still do the thumb and the reverse flick with this guy. Now, I wouldn't bank on always being able to do that. Like I said, if your hands are sweaty, wet, bloody, any type of, consistency, or the blade is wet, bloody, whatever, you might have a little bit of trouble doing that. But I think under normal circumstances, you're around the house hanging out, I think you'll easily be able to manipulate this a couple of different ways. Yeah, you can easily do that. Don't mind my thumb. I do have spray insulation foam on there that I can't get off right now. But yeah, this is, I don't want to say surprising, but this is just extremely well finished, well done. It's such a, and that's kind of the way it goes. You have these very elegant, simple looking blade shapes and handles, but when they get tied together and they get finished and executed very well, it just it stands out above anything else that may remind you of this design. There's plenty of knives out there with this type of blade shape, and there's probably plenty of knives out there with a similar handle. But the way these two go together and how well everything is executed, this is definitely a match made in heaven, and definitely put my eyes on American Blade Works. I will definitely be keeping my eye out on them because this thing is absolutely outstanding. You can see the ABW there on the pivot, and on the flip side, says made in the USA right there. Then you got the little Magna Cut stamp on the back. Definitely a cool piece. Checking that back spacer, I don't see anything in there for numbering or anything, but definitely check out Blade Runner HQ if you're interested in picking one of these up in black micarta. You'll have to let me know what you think of these guys down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Really appreciate the thumbs up as well from you. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple new videos. Go check one of them out. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will catch you on the next one.